Well, hi guys, my name is Miss Jessica and welcome to day 10 of our December daily draws. Now today we're going to be creating a fireplace and I want you guys to have fun and decorate it just like you see here in all different kinds of ways. I'm going to be using markers and chalk pastels, and if you guys do have any shiny metallic markers or crayons, feel free to use those today as well. So let's go ahead and get started by grabbing our paper and writing the number 10 at the top. Any way you want, anywhere you want. Now we want to make sure our paper is nice and tall up and down so we have plenty of room. All right, now make sure you got your pencil, but I'll be using my Sharpie so you can see. So let's begin with our fireplace. Fireplaces are kind of like big squares, so we're going to draw the big square part first and then add a whole bunch more to it. So let's start just by, in the middle of our paper, I'm going to draw 2 lines for the sides of my fireplace. Let's make it a little bigger. All right, go ahead and decide how big you want your fireplace to be and how tall. The size of your lines will determine how tall your fireplace will be. Make sure to leave room at the bottom and room at the top in case you want to add some more decorations. Now, once you guys get the perfect lines, we're just going to connect them together at the top and the bottom, creating a really big square. Now, please make sure you're always using a pencil because there are lines you'll be able to erase to make sure you can add your decorations to it. All right, now, as we're drawing as well, if there's any time you need to pause to finish something, please do so. All right, so now that we have the square part, let's add some things on the inside. So fireplaces usually has the outside, so we're going to draw one more square inside. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to draw 2 lines that come up, nice and straight. Again, creating the inside of the fireplace, so decide how much room you'd like around it, and then just connect it together at the top. Now, this is going to get a little bit more detailed. So once you get that nice square on the inside, again, make sure it's touching the bottom, we're going to go to the top, and I want you to make this line a little bit longer on both sides. We're going to add some decorations and turn this into a really thin rectangle. So once you add your lines, draw 2 more going up, nice and short, and connect that together. All right, very nicely done. Now on the sides, we're just going to draw 2 more lines coming down to the bottom of the fireplace just to make it a little bit thicker so we can color that in. Okay, now this is looking pretty good. You can start to see the shape of our fireplace, but no fireplace would be complete without fire. So we're going to draw inside this square some flames. Now you can have fun and make those look any way you want. Maybe there's no fire because maybe you're waiting for Santa to come. So I'm going to let you guys decide what to do. But I'm going to draw some flames for mine. So I'm just going to draw some big curved lines that are kind of spiky, making it nice and large, and back down to the bottom. Then to add some color, I'm going to draw that one more time, just a little smaller. And then I can color those insides later with some fun colors. All right, now finish up your flames because afterwards we're going to draw a little gate at the bottom to make sure that all that firewood stays inside. So towards the bottom of the inside of our square here, we're going to draw a straight line going across. Then once you're done, draw one more underneath it. Doesn't matter how tall you make it, but we don't want to make it too tall because then we can't see our fire. Once you're done with those 2 lines, we're just going to draw up and down lines going all the way across, trying to space them out as even as we can and right over the flames. And now it kind of looks like there is a gate in front of your fireplace. All right, this is looking pretty good. We only have a few more things that we need to work on, and so I'm going to jump to the bottom of my fireplace. We're going to draw 2 skinny rectangles to show maybe the part of the fireplace that's touching the floor. So at the bottom, I'm going to draw 2 small lines coming out. Just like we did up here at the top, then we'll draw 2 small lines going down and connect that together. Now, if you'd like to, you can just leave it like this, or if you want to draw one more, just draw 2 more skinny lines coming out on the sides, 2 more going down, and connecting it together. We should have 2 long rectangles. Now, just like we did on the bottom, we're going to do it for the top. Now, this is called the mantle, and that's where you would put things on top or maybe hanging down from the fireplace. So let's jump up to the top. Same thing, 2 small lines coming out to the sides. Draw 2 lines coming up and connect those together. going to draw one more as well, so I'm going to make that line a little longer on both sides. 2 lines coming up, maybe a little bit taller this time, and connect that together. Great job, guys. Now we're almost done, but I want you guys to think about decorations. What is on your fireplace? You could just leave it like this. It'll be really cute and pretty and looks like a nice fireplace. Or you can add some holiday themed decorations. I love to draw these little holly berries that you see on my table here for the daily draw sign. So I'm going to add a couple on the edges of my fireplace. To draw that, you're just going to draw 3 small circles close together. I'm going to do that on both sides. And then we're going to add 2 or 3 holly leaves coming from the berries. So I like to start with my center line, and then I just draw some curvy lines coming up on both sides. So go ahead and decide where you would like those holly leaves to go, or maybe you want to decorate this in a different way. That's going to be up to you. I'm going to do that on both sides. But again, at this point, if you would like to do something different, feel free to just go ahead and begin. I'm going to draw 2 more. And I'm going to use my holly leaves. I'm going to use my holly leaves to connect together a nice garland, maybe of lights or just little colorful balls hanging off of it. You can kind of decide. So I'm going to start from one side, and I'm going to try to get to the middle. So what I'm going to do is use my marker here or my pencil and make a little dot in the middle of my fireplace. Then for my holly berries, I'm going to draw a curved line down and touch the dot. And then one more side from the holly berries down and touch the dot. Then you guys can just have fun. I'm going to just draw circles, but if you want, you could also turn these into lights. Maybe these are the lights hanging from some garland over the fireplace. So go ahead and have fun again decorating it. Now I like to hang stockings on my fireplace, so I'm going to draw one right in the middle. I'm going to start with the top of the stocking, which is going to look like an oval or maybe a square or a rectangle, I should say. And then I'm going to draw the sock part. So it's going to come down and curve, kind of like a J. That's the toe, so I'm going to curve the edge of my toe and bring that up. So it's almost like a big J, and then you can always have fun decorating it, adding maybe the stitching from it. So have some fun, maybe an initial from Miss Jessica. I'm going to put a J on it. And at the top, maybe you want to add something like presents. So I'm going to start with a nice big rectangle up at the top, sitting on my fireplace. Maybe I want to put a bow. Maybe my ribbon's wrapping it so it doesn't open. Maybe you want to draw one more. Any way that you would like. So let's go ahead and finish decorating our fireplace. And then we're going to move on to our coloring steps. Now, I want you guys to trace everything in your picture. So grab a Sharpie and trace all that you see. We are going to draw some more things with our markers in just a little bit. So let's pause our video, trace our lines, and then press play when you're all ready to color. All right, now at this point you should be completely ready to fill things in color. So let's grab our markers. Any kind of markers you have. But as always, if you don't want to use markers, you can use any materials you have. But I'm going to use my markers today. And I want to remind you guys of our holiday themed colors. Reds, greens are definite too, but you can add blue, and then black and white is always good to add in as well. All right, let's begin with our fireplace itself. We're going to draw red bricks. We're going to make a red brick fireplace. To make bricks, I'm going to go around the outside, and I'm just going to draw some squares, or maybe some rectangles. These can also be next to each other. And notice I'm not doing it all over. I'm just putting them in little random spots, deciding where I want my bricks to show through. So go ahead and grab a red marker and start to add your bricks to your fireplace. You can add as many or as little as you want. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. Once you're done adding those, you can just take your marker and fill them in red. So again, keep working, adding some bricks, and then fill that in. The rest we'll do with chalk pastels just a little bit. All right. So our red brick fireplace is looking good. We still got some more to color. So let's go to the inside. So please finish that up. Again, if there's any time you need to finish a step that I'm going to move on, just pause and then press play when you're ready. Now we're going to start with our fire. Fires are usually yellows and reds and oranges. So I'm going to do a yellow for the inside and orange for the outside. So when you're ready, grab a yellow. And you can fill the inside. Notice I'm outlining first so I get all my white spots. And then you're just going to fill that in. And I do recommend trying these nice lines up and down. Now go fast. And not only that, you'll get all of the white space that you need. All right. Now I'm going to switch to my second color. I'm going to do orange. Maybe you added 3 layers. You could do red as your last one. But again, outlining around, so I don't go inside my yellow, and then I'll fill that in. We're also going to do something cool, and we're going to make it look like our fireplace is glowing. So stick around and see how we're going to do that at the end. All right, let's go ahead and fill that in, being extra careful not to go inside the yellow. That will show up. Okay. Nice lines all the way down to the bottom, and done. Now for the inside of our fireplace, I'm going to use a brown. And what my brown is going to do is it's going to let me add a glow in just a little bit. So grab a brown marker. I'm going to switch over here to my Crayolas. And inside of our fireplace, I still want to outline. You can go right over the gate. It'll still show up around my fire. And then again, we're just going to fill that whole thing in. At the middle. And then around the square. And then just like always, we're going to use the side and we're going to add some lines. I'm going to have my lines go up and down. And they're all going to match. And it always makes it look really nice. You could go side to side, but once you start, don't stop. Try to keep those lines going in the same direction. All right, so let's go ahead and finish that up. Again, at any time, just pause if you need a little bit more time to finish a step. Okay, getting all of our white spots going back. Now, we're going to leave our fire alone for a little bit. We'll add the glow in just a second. But around it, I need to fill that in too, and I'm going to use a black. Another good color would be maybe a red or just another fun Christmas or holiday themed inspired color. I'm going to use my black and I'm just going to nicely fill that in. Really, I only need about 1 line to do so on both sides. Maybe 2. And then this top part as well, right under that stocking. Getting all my white spots. All right, now for the top and bottom, I'm going to leave them white, and then I'll do a little shading later on. So if you would like to color yours, you may, but I'm going to leave mine white. And now I'm going to go decorate or color my decorations. You guys can do any colors you want. So let's just go ahead and start. If you're not ready, that's okay. Take your time. I'm going to color in my little lights here yellow. So it looks like they're glowing. But again, maybe these are going to be holiday themed lights. So there's going to be different colors. Go ahead and very carefully fill in all your circles. I definitely want to color my stocking. I'm going to use some green and red. So I'm going to take the green. And I'm going to fill in the little edges of my sock. And I think I'm actually going to use another green, a little bit lighter, to fill in the rest of it. Again, any color you want. Blue would look pretty good too. And I'll leave the top white. I need some red. So holly berries are red, all 3. So I'm going to fill those in using the tip of my marker. And the leaves are green. You can use any green you want. I think I'm going to use this lighter green. I really like it. And we're just going to fill in all 3 of our leaves. Again, I'm outlining first and then just easy to fill in the middles. And one more time on the other side. And we're almost done, you guys. We're going to keep the larger areas empty for now, so that way we can use our chalk pastels to nicely fill those in. So I'm just working on my decorations. And don't forget, if you added any gifts or anything on top of your fireplace, you guys can use, again, any colors you want. I think I'm going to stick with some nice reds and greens as well. Do a little darker green this time. And I'll fill in my gift. Again, I definitely want to outline and then fill that in. Any color. Think about maybe what did you get in your present. All right, and let's do some red. Good colors together. But maybe even want to try some blue. I think I'm going to switch to a nice light blue. So here's a trick if you'd like to try. You can grab a light blue, maybe even a little bit lighter than this one. I'm going to go for this blue here. And we can color in the whole package. If you did polka dots like me, maybe you want to try this out. But if not, maybe just kind of look and see. So I'm just going to color right over my polka dots, making sure it's a lighter blue. And then once I'm done coloring it in, I can take a darker blue. Now, only it's going to work with the same color. So maybe a light pink with dark pink, or any light green, dark green. And I can just take my blue that's a little darker and I can color in my dots. And it gets all my white space and I can still see the polka dots. Maybe I'll outline my ribbons. And that is it for our markers today. So please go ahead and finish up all your coloring. Once you're done, press pause or play and then watch 4 chalk pastel steps. Now I'm going to grab my chalk pastels here. If you guys have more colors than me, awesome, but we're only going to use a couple today. I'm going to start with red, which is going to be for the fireplace. Very, very important. So I'm going to take my red, and we can go right over our brick. So I'm going to lay it down flat, and I'm just going to add some lines going up and down. It's okay, you don't need to get all the white space, just as much as you can. Now you can always go back and add some more if you feel like you need it. Sometimes red, if we don't add enough, it looks a little pink. So just keep going if you feel like you need more. Any dust we'll dump in the trash can. Take 1 or 2 fingers. I'm going to use one because I want to get nice and close. And we're just going to push that dust around into all the white spots. And you can go right over all the bricks. Being careful not to go anywhere else outside. And now we have a nice red brick fireplace. Again, if you need to, just take your dust, dump it on the trash can, or tap it carefully on the table. Now my finger's pretty red, so if you have a wipe or maybe some sort of towel, or just go ahead and wash it in the sink, I recommend washing off your finger so you don't get the red everywhere else. We are going to switch to the top and bottom of our fireplace, and we're going to use a light blue. When objects are white, they often have bluish colored shadows. You can also use a gray if you have a gray. But I'm going to use my light blue. And this time, I don't want to color the whole thing. We're going to hold it like a pencil. We're going to try to use the top, which is the edge. Not the corner, which is the pointy part, but the long side next to it. And we're going to go to our long rectangles. And at the bottom, we're just going to make one straight line going across on both rectangles. So go ahead. Just one line. You don't need much. And the same thing up here at the top. Now, I do want to skip over my lights and my stocking because blue and yellow make green. I don't want green lights. And we're going to do that again to both rectangles all the way across. Now, to blend this, we're going to be very careful. We're going to use one finger, and we're just going to very carefully blend it side to side. Make sure to still leave some white showing, so it looks like a white object just shaded with blue. Now, if you do notice that all the white's gone and it's just blue, I have a trick. So go ahead and continue to blend. Again, if you need to, grab your wipe and clean off your finger. But like I mentioned, maybe the blue disappeared. Grab an eraser. It could be the eraser pencil or a big eraser. And you're going to go to the top and you're just going to erase away any color at the top of each rectangle. And that makes that blue or any color go away, and now it looks like white on the top. To get rid of the eraser shavings, don't brush it, but just tap it on the table or into the trash can. And you guys, that is officially the last step for our daily draw day 10 for our fireplace. So wonderful job. If you would like to take some extra time, if you have those sparkly pens or crayons, you can always go around and add a little bit of sparkle to anything you have in your picture. But we're going to go ahead and end it right there for today. So wonderful job. My name is Miss Jessica, and I hope to see you all again very soon. Bye.